You're checking out for the latest online.com. I'm on the phone today with an artist who's actually released her 13th studio CD today, entitled Congo Square. She's celebrating 30 years in the music business. She's a Grammy-nominated singer, songwriter, and producer. I'm on the phone today with Teena Marie. How you doing, Teena?
I'm fine. Good morning. How are you? It's actually afternoon for you.
Yes. So how you doing?
I'm good.
So how's it feel?
I'm excited about today.
Yeah, Congo Square in stores today. Let me ask you, Teena, where's the title of the new CD, Congo Square? Where's the title come from?
The Congo Square is a place in New Orleans in the French Quarter where in slavery times the slaves were allowed to go dance and sing the music of their homeland on Sundays. And I thought how amazing that must have sounded with the drums and the chanting and the dancing and the rhythms, and how it must have been incredible just to experience that and to write, to actually be in pain, but for a few hours get to let that go.
Right.
And experience the joy of just being in the moment. Every single song on the record is dedicated to someone that inspired me when I was coming up.
Right.
Do you have the white label copy, or do you have the regular CD?
Actually, I do have the actual CD.
Well, then you'll see in the liner notes that every single song is dedicated to someone that inspired me, and you'll be able to actually hear that person's music within that song.
Right. I actually noticed that, and actually leads me to my next question. What are a few of the artists that actually inspired you growing up? Because I know that you inspired a lot of artists growing up in today's music. What artists inspired you?
Curtis Mayfield is Beer Candy is dedicated to Curtis Mayfield. That's why I'm using the vocal effect on my voice on that particular song.
Okay.
The bridge of the song is like Marvin Gaye, Changes.
Right.
Marry Me is dedicated to Aretha Franklin, who was probably the biggest, soul influence back in the day. So I dedicated that to her because it sounds like it could have been an early Aretha ballad.
Right. Okay.
Around the time of Ain't No Way.
Yeah, definitely.
Miss Coretta is dedicated to Coretta King. But it's also dedicated to Stevie Wonder because of what he did for the King holiday and the great inspirational music that he's given us. But I wanted her to have her own song because a lot of people don't know that Coretta King was an inspired musician.
Okay.
She was a music teacher, and that's really what she wanted to do in life, was to sing and teach music, and she pretty much gave up her own dreams to carry on the dreams of Dr. King.
Right.
So I felt that she should have her own song.
Okay.
The last song on the album, The Rose and the Thorn, is dedicated to my favorite jazz singer, who was Sarah Vaughan.
Right.
So you can, as you listen to the record, you can hear the influences of people.
Right.
In those particular songs. So all of them really, each one is dedicated to somebody.
Right, and I listened to the CD front to back, a couple times. I just got the CD yesterday morning, and
okay.
And job well done. I definitely applaud you.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
And let me ask you, Miss Teena, being that June is Black Music Month, what artists in today's music do you like?
I'm listening to whoever my daughter listens to.
Okay.
Whatever she's playing, I'm listening to.
Okay, all right.
But of course I love Alicia Keys, and I love India Arie, and I love Jill Scott, and she's not really a new artist anymore, but
right.
I still consider her an artist of today.
Right. Okay.
I love Faith.
Right, Faith Evans.
I love rappers like Common that are inspired.
Right.
That try to do positive lyrics and
right.
I just like positive music.
Definitely. Okay.
I love Lil Wayne though.
Right. Okay.
I love Lil Wayne.
Okay.
I love his he's really talented.
Right.
And you can tell he's really well read, and he's been through school, and
right.
He tells stories. I love anybody that tells stories.
Exactly. Okay. And let me ask you, like through all the ups and downs, in your life and in your career even, what do you feel has kept you around and kept you grounded over the past 30 years in the business?
Probably the music, and really more than anything, my daughter.
Okay.
My daughter.
All right. And
when you're a mother, you don't have time for a lot of BS.
Right. Okay.
And, it's really, really basic.
Right.
What does she need?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I actually want to mention something to you. In Milk and Honey, I know she's on the record with you.
Why I wrote that. Why I wrote that for her.
Right, and I definitely want to, so I don't have any children yet of my own, but like I think that says a lot, with your relationship, and I think.
Yes, that song was written for John Lennon.
Okay.
And he was working on an album called Milk and Honey when he was killed.
Yes, I read that.
Yes, and so Milk and Honey is very biblical.
Okay.
And I know he knew that. He was a very, very profound songwriter and very spiritual.
Right.
And spiritually deep. And I thought about that, and I thought about all the things that I could give my daughter.
Right.
I could give her the diamonds and the pearls in my jewelry box,
Right.
But what she really needs are the things to sustain her through her life.
Right.
The things that I give her, things of integrity, things of the spirit, like
right.
milk and honey.
Okay. All right.
Water.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I definitely get you.
The things that you really need.
Right.
To live and to carry on and to give to other people.
Right, from generation to generation.
That come from the heart and soul and spirit of a person.
Right. And what I want to do is actually talk to you about you being one of the headliners for the Philadelphia West Oak Lane Jazz and Arts Festival here in Philly on the 21st.
Yes.
And I want to tell you, Miss Teena, like, the city is buzzing. They know you're coming. The city is buzzing.
I'm ready. I love Philadelphia. So
I know you do. I know you come every couple years.
For a few days. My daughter's recording, and she's one of my co-writers, a gentleman that I've worked with quite a bit over the years, Doug Grigsby. He's from Philly.
Okay.
So when we get there, we're going to stay for a few days, and she's going to work on some music with him.
Okay, cool. And what kind of direction is she going? Is more of a soul or R&B or?
No, it's more of a pop dance direction.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
She likes like Gwen Stefani and
right.
Khalees.
Okay.
And stuff like that. So it's more it's more pop. Like she's gonna be a rock star.
Okay, I got you. And let me ask you, what advice would you give to the new and up and coming artist?
I always just tell people to be true to themselves and who they are, and to set their own trends. Don't try to follow the trends, because that's what makes artists stand out.
Right.
And what makes them special. That's what made people like Marvin Gaye special.
Right.
Curtis Mayfield special. If they write, always tell them to go open a publishing company.
Right.
Because it only costs about $150, $200. And, there's a lot of people out there that'll tell you, oh, you're not a publisher, let me publish your song,
Right.
But kids don't know, I didn't know back then either, that, it's not a really big deal to open your own company.
Right.
And then you're getting the revenues from all the songs that you write
right.
for the rest of your life.
Right.
And that's definitely what's kept me going and sustained me throughout all these years.
Right.
It's the revenues that I had from my songwriting.
Right. Okay. And what I actually want to close out by asking you is, you've been around for 30 years, 13 CDs, so many hits. You've gained the respect through soul music, funk, R&B. You've surpassed what a white artist is. You sing from your heart, and no matter what city you're in, what race. Let me ask you, Miss Teena, what would you want people to remember you by? How would you want people?
I was just truthful and honest. I want them to remember that I was truthful.
Right.
First of all, that I was passionate in my music.
Right.
That I lived it, and that I was always honest and truthful about it. That I told the stories that came from my own heart and soul, and I tried within the music to not hold anything back.
Right. Okay. And it's funny because you're very I know from what you just told me, you're very much on point with that, because I know a lot of people, like I'm only in my late 20s. I have friends who were 20s, 30s, relatives. My mom.
You know about Teena Marie?
I know exactly.
Mom, your dad?
My mom, my grandmother.
Okay.
And I seen you in New York at the J&R Music Festival. I was in town doing some stuff, and I stopped by, and when I tell you, you turned that place out.
All right.
And it was crazy.
Thank you.
No problem. And I was looking around, and you had 18-year-olds up to 58-year-olds in there grooving, Miss Teena.
Yeah, runs the gamut. The people at my shows. I was in Chicago on my birthday,
Okay.
my 50th birthday, and there was young kids in the audience, and then there was a little old lady. She had to be in her 80s.
Wow.
Dancing in the aisles. It was really, really
Right.
beautiful.
Right. Job well done.
Thank you.
All right. I want to thank you for your time. You planning on
God bless
going?
you, young man.
Thank you.
May you do wonderful things with your life.
Thank you. Thank you for the music.
Bye-bye.
All right.